Hello and welcome back to my channel. You, 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 you are tuned in to Aradia ASMR. Today I'm going to talk about my cats and also do some hand movements, of course. I usually don't really know what to talk about, but I know that I can talk about my cats for like ever, so I'm gonna tell you all about my kitties. And just as a preface to the video, I do apologize if there are any background noises or my tummy noises. I do my best to control the audio, but you know how it be, so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you about my first kitty that I ever got. Her name is Nori. 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 And how old is she now? Oh my goodness. I got her in 2019. So she is about seven years old. And I got her when I was living in Minnesota. She is quite the sassy girl. She has a lot of personality. She was found with her mom under... That's my other cat, Tiny, trying to chew a box. She was found with her mom, though, under a porch in Minnesota. And she was taken in by my roommate at the time's vet clinic. And I was actually interested in adopting her mom, but but someone had already claimed her. So I took on the role as kitten mother for Nori. And she has been with me through so much, it seems. Heartbreak and moving across the country and all of that. She has been there. She likes to sit on my chest on occasion, but since we've gotten the boys, she really hasn't been as cuddly. And I think it's because she's a little bit jealous. And it turns out that she likes my boyfriend more than me, which is so rude. So rude. But she's always had a tendency of liking men more than me. So rude again. But then when it comes to her kitty friends, she really does not like men. She used to be bestie pops with my old roommate's cat, Oliver. And they would play and be cuties. But she didn't have another cat friend for 2 or 3 years, I think. Yeah, two or 3 years. Because I moved back to Maryland. And so now that we have the other 2 boys, she took a while to get used to them. We actually got our second kitten, Mac Attack. Probably about 2 years ago now. Well, it's almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Mac came in to the emergency hospital that I worked at in Maryland, and he was maybe, I was gonna say 3 or 4 days, but I think it was more like a week, probably about a week old, when a trucker stopped at a truck stop and came across a little kitten. He decided to wait there for about an hour, he said, which is so cute. He was waiting to see if the mom would come back before he even went out to get Mac wherever he was hiding at the truck stop. So he waited and waited, and then finally realized that his mom was probably not coming back for him. So he picked him up and brought him into the emergency vets. And I actually was the one that went up to triage him, so I went up and chatted with the trucker guy, and he was telling me the story, and I started to get his vitals, and he was really, really cold. So I took him to the back, and we got the incubator set up, and I thanked the lovely gentleman that brought him in, and well, so we got him to the back, we got him in the incubator. We weren't really sure if he was gonna make it because at that point his heart rate was really, really low as well. And so I actually had to leave work not too long after that happened. But of course, I was absolutely in love with him. But I wasn't going to make my claim just yet. When I came back the next day, he had improved. His temperature was normal again, and his heart rate, and his gums were nice and pink. He just did a complete turn overnight, and he was doing a lot better. So I would check on him from time to time, but at that point my role was in triage, so I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with him in the back, but I was telling everyone that I wanted him and that I wanted to adopt him and take him home. And since he was a good Samaritan kitty that had been found, they let me take my claim on him. One of my coworkers at the time, Becky, fostered him for a few days while I got a bunch of stuff ready to bring him into the house with Nori, because we had tried to introduce another kitty to Nori at one point, but we did so for 3 to 4 weeks, and the two cats just kept fighting, and so eventually my ex decided to take the other cat, Sir Captain Patrick Patty Eyeball. And so my ex does have him now, and we thought that maybe introducing a kitten would be better for Nori, since she is used to, we thought it would be better essentially because she didn't really like an adult male cat in her space, but we thought maybe a kitten could be better. Maybe she would take on more of a motherly role, as they say. And it turns out that did work out for us, because Nori did take a liking to Mr. Mac Attack. Now, Mac is our crazy child. He is definitely the runt of his litter. He's a very tiny little guy, and he loves to run around and play and jump on his sister. And I mean, he's definitely still just a kitten. He's got the kitten energy, so, you know, like, it's to be expected. But even for kitten energy, he can be very, very, very extra. Love him to death. He also had a UO, a urinary obstruction, it's about 3 months ago now, maybe even 4. That ended up costing us a lot of money because at the time I had just recently quit that position to start a new role elsewhere. So I ended up taking him to a different emergency hospital that was a little bit cheaper, and we got him unblocked. We got him unblocked. And we are still paying that crazy bill off. But he is doing better. We just got him off of the gabapentin finally. And he is still pee-peeing normally. Has not blocked again. And he is eating the urinary food. Very well. He is quite the food demon, just like Nori. I didn't mention that about her earlier, but their new tactic of waking me up to feed them is to, like, zoomies at 6:30 in the morning, and to the point where Nori meows very loudly. And you really can't ignore that when you're trying to sleep. You really gotta get up and feed them. So they are quite the pair when it comes to food time. But our little Mac baby demon, our Mac truck, dump truck, whatever his nickname of the day is, he is very loved. We do love him so much. He also has this, like, ongoing chin dirtiness that to the point where I have to, like, wash his chin a little and get his eye boogers out, like, every day. So we switched to these stainless steel fountains, thinking that it would help, but he still has a lot of, like, chin acne. So he's got a lot going on with his urinary stuff and his chin and his eyes, but all of his blood work has been normal thus far, and he's peeing normally again, so I'm just gonna say that's a positive now. Sorry, a quick coffee break, sponsored by Dunkin'. I know that I shouldn't be buying coffee right now with how broke I am, but turns out I'm just one of the girls that spends their last $7 on Dunkin' iced coffee. No, I'm kidding, it's not that bad, but ADHD is real. Essentially, Mac, we love him. He's healthier now, or, not blocked, so that's good at least. And he will be turning 2 on July 13th. So that's kind of Nori and Mac's backstory. Which leads me to Tiny. And you guys have seen Tiny. He was in my last video. But the way that we acquired Tiny was also through my last job. But we found him a little differently. So at the time, Mac was about 6 months old. 6 months old, and he was really, really trying to play with Nori, and while Nori would play with him a little bit, she was just, she's older and did not have the kitten energy. And about the time that he was going a little extra crazy for some reason in his kittenness, I walked into work and there was this resume for a kitty named Tiny, and it was basically written as like a job resume, and it was all this cute little stuff about Tiny. It was FIP survivor and ultimate snuggler, and something about him being a good bug catcher. And so I tried to ignore that for a little bit. I think I looked at his resume for 3 days, before I took a picture of it and I sent it to my boyfriend. I was like, oh my gosh, look at this cute little kitten. He wasn't actually a kitten, he was about 1.5 years old. But I was like, oh my goodness, look at this cute little kitten that has a job resume or an interview resume, whatever you want to call it. And he's so adorable, and he was one of the internal medicine patients, and they helped get him the treatment for FIP, which you used to only be able to get on the black market. And so the fact that it got FDA approved, and Mr. Tiny Muffin was one of the first kitties to receive this treatment. Oh my gosh, my tummy keeps making the craziest noises. I really hope that you can't hear them, but I hear them. I think it's from this coffee that I probably shouldn't be drinking anyways. Tiny Muffin, he's just so cute, and when you see his cute picture for 3 days in a row, you just really want to go meet him. So as girlfriends do, I convinced my man that we should go and just say hello to this cute little cat who survived his FIP treatment and who was in remission and who was just so freaking cute. So I convinced him, and we drove to the shelter that was sponsoring him, and we met his foster there. So as soon as we get there, he walks right up to the like little glass, like, "Hello, human, how are you?" And he gave like a soft little like it was like a really cute little meow, and yeah, we fell in love. So we sat there petting him for another half an hour, or maybe it was even longer. It was probably longer than that. And I finally convinced my man that we definitely needed a third cat. And I'm really, really glad that well, Tiny picked us that day. I was gonna say, I'm really glad we picked Tiny that day. But even more so, I'm glad that Tiny picked us. Or at least that's how we felt. But he is just the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful little kitty. So like I said, at the time he was about a year and a half old. Year and a half. And now he's about 2.5, maybe almost 3. It's been a little bit since then. But yes, so Tiny came home, and surprisingly enough, Nori took an immediate liking to him, which we didn't expect due to the last time we brought another cat into the same household that was not Mac. But anyways, they got along pretty decently after their initial period of being separated by the bathroom door. So everything worked out in the long run. Tiny is a huge cuddle bug. I'm surprised that he hasn't made an appearance in this video, because every single time I have this light out, he is always so curious about it. And he'll walk up and he'll go like, stretch, stretch, stretch. And he'll stretch his little paws up towards you. And that basically means that he wants to be picked up. So he wants to be picked up. And he'll do it like while I'm recording the videos, but he does it on a regular basis as well. So I could be doing the laundry or sitting on the couch, and he'll just, and I pick him up, and he wants to be held like a baby. And I've never really had a cat that enjoys being held. So I just think it is the most precious, precious, precious thing. And he will stay and cuddle or be held for the longest time, as long as you are giving him your complete and undivided attention. So basically, if Tiny decides that he wants to be picked up, then everything must stop and it is cuddle time. But he does really, really well with Mac also, which was the main reason that I convinced Josh to get a third cat with me. Because Nori's a little older, but Tiny is still in more of his kitten energy than Nori is. So him and Mac love to play. They love to play together, which makes me really happy. But Tiny is like the perfect in-between mix of Nori and Mac. He's both cuddly and loving and also playful. So yeah, they're the perfect little kitty babies, and I love to give them love. Tiny also has this slight wobble in his back legs. And he has it because of having FIP at a young age. And it's actually pretty cute that he's a little wobbly, but it does always worry me. But we have not had any issues. He is still doing well, and his blood work at his recent vet visit was also completely normal. So all the kitties are happy and healthy, and some of them terrorizing the neighborhood. The neighborhood being my house. They don't go outside, don't worry. But yeah, that's just a little bit about my cats and how I acquired them and their personalities and their little backstories. So I hope that you enjoyed the soft speaking tone of this video and hand movements and tummy noises from my coffee. Another one, DJ Khaled. But I'm gonna go and try to see if I can kidnap some kitties to show you guys at the end here. Okay, so I'll be right back. This is Nori, and I just woke her up from a nap. She doesn't like to be held that much, but she does like to cuddle in bed. Yeah. Look how annoyed she looks. Oh yeah, she likes that chin scratch. Oh yes. She's like, Mom, please, no paparazzi. I'm gonna go get Mac, who's also sleeping in the bedroom. This is Mac, and he is like, why did you wake me up for this? Oh, yeah, see? He does not like being held at all. But I still love him, and he's very playful, and he is very cuddly at night, but yeah, he does not like being held. Mac Attack, you guys have seen a lot of him from his recent GoFundMe that I created for his surgery. If you want to donate, that is still up, but But yes, you've seen a little bit of him before, and I'm gonna try to see if I can find Tiny, but I feel like he knows that something's happening because he saw me pick up the other kitties, and now I can't find him, so let me see. Okay. Hey, bud. This is Tiny.